Welcome to our first virtual design and manufacturing keynote. Everything we do, including events like AU, have changed due to the global pandemic. We're all adapting to our new reality. Just the other day, I was speaking with one of our customers who operates a mid-sized manufacturing company. He was explaining to me how things had changed for his business in 2020. They have always faced challenges. They're always looking for ways to be more productive, for ways to be more profitable, for ways to beat the competition. But with the disruptions caused by COVID-19, he's no longer asking the usual questions. He's been forced to ask, what do I need to do to stay in business? During good times, we have the luxury of getting away with waste. But when times are tough, every decision counts. There is no more business as usual. In lean manufacturing, we have a metaphor about lowering the water level to expose the rocks and obstacles that prevent us from achieving our goals. COVID-19 has lowered the water level. The rocks it has exposed are departmental silos, difficulties with remote working, and fragile supply chains. And this is actually a very good thing. We've all come to a sudden realization that we must change, and change quickly. The continuity of our businesses depends on it. These days, we're all reimagining possible, which of course is the theme of this year's AU. So it comes as no surprise that we are seeing digital transformation happening at an incredibly accelerated pace. Changes that would have taken years are now happening in a matter of months. The pandemic has been a catalyst for the adoption of new technology that can help us overcome these obstacles and thrive. But digital transformation isn't just a technology journey. It equally depends on transformation of people. You can have all the tech in the world. If you forget the people, it won't make a difference. We need to bridge the innovation gap, but we also need to bridge the skills gap. We need to train ourselves and the next generation on new tools, new ways of working, and new ways of thinking. The great news is, you're not in this alone. Autodesk is working with an entire ecosystem of manufacturing partners to help you on your journey of digital transformation, to help you reimagine your digital manufacturing strategy, to help you up-level your skills, and to help you deliver the innovation and productivity that will propel your business into the future. At the heart of our vision for that future is the idea of convergence. A convergence of technologies, a convergence of industries, a convergence of design and manufacturing disciplines. This is the cornerstone of digital transformation. It's something I hear frequently from you, a need for consistent experience as you move through different disciplines like CAD, CAM, and CAE. Earlier, you heard from our CEO, Andrew Anagnost, how Autodesk is bridging the gap between design and manufacturing. They're building a simple way for different disciplines and different teams to come together in one product development and manufacturing environment. We're convinced that the product development and manufacturing of tomorrow is not just about painting pixels on the screen. It's about enabling you to make products that compete more effectively in the market. The data is the digital thread that ties it all together and drives this convergence. Creating a common data experience gives you a complete view of your products and processes. It creates transparency at a global scale. So you have a clear line of sight from top floor to the shop floor. And it offers actionable insights across your entire ecosystem, so everyone can make better decisions faster. A common data experience is also the key to better collaboration. It breaks down silos between departments, makes sure the right people have the right information at the right time. Autodesk is enabling simple collaboration directly in the context of their tool. Teams need to work together concurrently, regardless of their physical location or where they sit in the product development lifecycle. This is fundamentally what teams expect today. I automate the creation of multiple validated designs. The engineers can then select the option that fits their preferred manufacturing method, that's optimized to work best with their machines in their factories, that's optimized for the best cost to volume ratio, that's optimized for weight and performance. And they can do this all in a fraction of the time it would take with the traditional approach. This is humans working with AI to accelerate and improve decision making. It's a new way of thinking. It's how next generation manufacturing will be done. Ultimately, it's through automation that we will bridge the innovation gap. The road to digital transformation begins with the convergence of design and manufacturing disciplines, puts data at the center to connect your whole organization, and ultimately unlocks the power of automation. It all adds up to increased productivity and more time for innovation and business growth. Now, let's take a look at a great example of a company on this journey, Hyundai. Please welcome Dr. John Su, Vice President of the New Horizon Studio, Hyundai's Innovation Hub, that's leading the way for Hyundai's digital transformation.
Thank you, Srinath. Hi, I'm John Su, Vice President and head of a new team at Hyundai called New Horizon Studio. New Horizon Studio is a team that is focused on developing for our future customers a vehicle that can go in remote places over off-road terrain and even planetary or lunar exploration. So Elevated is a vehicle that can transform from a four-wheeled vehicle into a four-legged walking machine. It would go places where even off-road vehicles have a difficult time. It can overcome obstacles, go over steep terrain, or even cross gaps. There are a lot of applications ranging from resource exploration to search and rescue to defense and military. And in places where a traditional car or even a car that is modified can get stuck, this vehicle can overcome those obstacles and get to places to do exploration or find somebody or to help somebody or to monitor a situation where a traditional car would have a very difficult time getting to that location because it has the ability to walk on four legs. I believe when you know that someone is going to come help you if you're in trouble, that knowing gives you hope. That hope can really help you hang on and live. So I'm looking forward to that day when we can turn Elevate from the concept that it is to the product that can be out there in the field helping people. It started when I was talking with the executive vice chairman of Hyundai Motor Group. In our discussion, he asked me, what if we combine robotics with a car so that the car can go places where a traditional car could not go? I thought it was a very interesting question. Now, fast forward 4 years later, at another event, he brought up the same question. And so I said, what if I spend some time to look at this type of vehicle? What would it take to build it? And some of the new technology that it took to build was realized in partnership with Autodesk. Working with them, they have software not only for the design, of course, but really they have a lot of capability in generative design. That really helped us explore different types of shapes and different types of structures, especially in our interest in making lightweight, strong, and stiff components for both these vehicles. It also opened up possibilities in advanced manufacturing, such as the use of lattice structures and other types of shapes using additive manufacturing. And so we're looking at both the design software that Autodesk has, but also their access and expertise in materials and additive manufacturing. Generative design really allows us to tackle complex problems that would take somebody a lot more time to solve manually. I like to call it a mind multiplier. A single designer or engineer can go through perhaps dozens or hundreds of different design iterations. It allows them to see things that they may not have otherwise considered. It's allowing engineers to work in a multidisciplinary way and to work faster. One of the aha moments I had with generative design was this: AI isn't replacing people. There's still a need for the human eye. The heart and the soul of the human is still a very important part of the design process. There's still the orchestration, if you will, of the entire process from the framing of the problem to decisions about the best solutions. This is something I see a lot in science fiction that I like to read and to watch. We don't have science fiction movies where it's just all machines. What you see instead is advanced technology combined with people, and that's the vision I would like to try to help realize, where the future is more collaborative. Whether it's a robotic arm, a four-wheeled vehicle, or a four-legged walking machine, it needs to work alongside people to really augment the capabilities of people to help us reimagine possible, if you will. I love the theme of this year's AU. We should always be striving for the impossible. To paraphrase JFK, We're not doing this because it's easy. We do it because it is hard. You can't have digital transformation if you're content with what's possible today. We must all reimagine possible. That's the way to make a better world, which is the ultimate goal. Thank you.
It's great to see our customers succeeding through change and sharing their strategies for adapting and transforming their business. Regardless of where you are on this journey, Autodesk is here to help you with our technology, our expertise, and training. In the next couple of days at Autodesk University, you're going to hear from your peers and from Autodesk experts on how we can help you thrive in the face of this change. And right now, let's hear from my good friend, Derek Cooper, who's here to share the latest technology available for you to start your digital transformation today.
Well, I have to admit, I never imagined that I'd be presenting at AU 2020 from my living room. It may not appear that way, but I'm literally in the middle of my living room. And while this year has been insanely challenging, I deeply believe in my heart that there are brighter days ahead. And I'm sure I can speak for all of us that I'm excited and hopeful for those brighter days. AU looks quite a bit different this year, of course. We've learned a lot in the last 6 months about what it takes to stay connected and getting things done wherever we are. I see it with my family, I see it with my team, and I see it with each and every one of you when we meet virtually on Zoom. And of course, I see it all across Autodesk. We are all experiencing many of the same challenges. In the meantime, we're hard at work here ensuring we provide you with the tools that you need to move forward faster. Our strategy is to help accelerate the digital transformation with data, helping you collaborate, automate, and realize new possibilities with it. Every business out there that's pushing ahead with innovation places huge value on the people and their data. Collaboration is an absolute superpower we all must perfect. You are all no exception, creating literally billions of models and keeping it all managed and connected across your teams with products like Vault. In fact, there are now hundreds of thousands of Vault users managing 1.5 billion files in Vault globally. Models, drawings, spec sheets, simulation data, and manufacturing requirements all managed centrally. But teams are more distributed than ever. Product development doesn't necessarily happen in the usual places anymore. It happens here, and of course, it happens here. This is the way we're working now, and we expect it to be the way forward. If you look at the next few years, the amount of work getting done away from traditional workstations is rapidly accelerating. We're working to help you keep your most valuable assets, your people, and data connected. Overall, mobile data usage has grown at 650% over the last 5 years. That's even before COVID-19, and we're seeing it grow even higher. So on our side, we've accelerated some of the work extending Vault capabilities to those mobile devices by launching Vault Mobile. Vault Mobile provides access to millions of files, the history, viewables, change orders, and of course, approval workflows. All of that power inside of a device that fits inside of your pocket. Here's a look at the app itself. Imagine having the power to view all of your data from a phone or tablet, or even collaborate with colleagues around the world by creating an engineering change order directly inside of the app. You simply hit create. One of the engineers on your team located anywhere in the world is notified inside of the Vault client. The change is committed and released safely and securely. In addition, we know how challenging it can be to access your data outside of your firewall or share it with your suppliers. This is why we're building a service we call Vault Connect. Vault Connect will allow you to safely and securely access that data, share it with others, as well as extend it to Fusion and the Forge for Manufacturing platform that you heard Andrew reference earlier today. Let's switch gears and get more into the data itself. We're not only making it accessible, we're making it go even farther, enabling you to automate more and enabling that data to flow seamlessly. Automation is, again, one of those superpowers we want to help you embrace and perfect. Let's take drawings as an example. Talking with customers and learning about the work that they are doing, we know that a lot of time is spent documenting. In fact, we're seeing about 20% of all activity in Inventor is documenting a 3D model on a drawing. Think about that for a second. That's one workday per week spent documenting. We're working really hard on our side to give you some of that time back. So while defining manufacturing specs and other key requirements is a critical step, we know that there's huge potential to automate even more of this. By putting all of that information in the model itself, we can keep that digital thread and automate those tasks. That helps you spend less time documenting, more time innovating. Here's one example where we've got not only the model itself defined in Inventor, but every manufacturing stage and the manufacturing information. All of that data is together in one single source of truth. We're working on a way to automate the creation of the manufacturing stages and design variants in a capability we call model states. Notice how easily I can create a family of designs leveraging Excel. Simply copy and paste, and there you are. All of that data in one single source of truth. What if I want to take that data and make a drawing? I simply pick a template from a library and all of my drawings are created automatically. Now I take that data and I publish it to the cloud. iLogic rules are extracted and a form is built. I can configure it, publish a bill of materials, integrate it into a catalog. Several of you are already beginning to unlock more value of the data like this using the power of cloud computing, as well as the Forge for Manufacturing platform. So let's shift gears and talk about manufacturers who work across industries, in particular, those working with architects and construction companies. Last year, we talked about a seamless interoperability between Revit and Inventor, providing the ability to seamlessly bring a Revit model into Inventor so that that mechanical equipment can be designed in context of the building model, ensuring that data is fully associative between Revit and Inventor. Now we're focusing on taking that Inventor to Revit workflow to the next level. Of course, we want to ensure you have world-class simplification tools to protect your IP, but we also want to provide you the ability to create and contribute lightweight, intelligent Revit models to a project right from within inside of Inventor. Notice how that model comes into Revit as you'd expect, in the correct orientation and location with Inventor-defined colors, object hierarchy, and naming. But it's so much more than just geometry. Now you can export a system of components that can be tagged, dimensioned, and scheduled directly inside of Revit. Of course, if you make a change in Inventor, it propagates through to Revit, maintaining added parameters, tags, and references. So we've talked about accessing data. We talked about extending its reach to automation via the cloud and into your customer network. But now let's make that data itself even more valuable. What if you could represent it more? What if you could get an even bigger return? Imagine you're designing a facility that you need to lay out and configure a piece of equipment that looks just like this. We see this all the time. We build our products with a common data model in mind, helping you develop a product using the best of 2D and 3D. In this example, we're going to start off in AutoCAD. Position it quickly and easily in your existing floor plan using the speed and simplicity of 2D. If you need to change the size of a conveyor, drive it right from within inside of AutoCAD. The data we're using here leverages the power of Inventor to parametrically change a model and follow the design rules. Ready to visualize it and check for clearances? That same data can be viewed in Inventor in 3D. You're able to align and position equipment details where needed in critical areas. 2D layouts, 3D assemblies, and large-scale coordination models are all built on a common data model. This is all well and good, but there's still a big leap that needs to happen before that production line is up and running. Equipment needs to be made or ordered, control software needs to be implemented, test runs need to be completed. How might we extend those workflows even farther? This is exactly why we designed the data model and the Forge for Manufacturing platform to be extensible, and it means others can contribute to it, add more intelligence, and put more value into that same data so that you can reduce that risk, move faster, and get a bigger return. Today, I'm super excited to extend our partnership with Rockwell Automation. Rockwell is a global leader in industrial automation, dedicated to enabling the next generation of smart manufacturing. With our partnership, you're getting the best factory layout capabilities on the planet, as well as the ability to take that same data to flow straight into Rockwell's simulation tools. Together, these solutions will help you to digitally design and commission manufacturing assets and factories in less time with greater efficiency. Let's take a look at the workflow between Inventor and Rockwell Automation's Emulate 3D solution. We want to take that work cell and turn it on. Coming from our layout, those conveyors, those robots, those machines have capacities, physics, controllers already built in. I can simulate how the line is going to work, test what happens when a sensor detects a condition, and fine-tune my design and controls before I order and commission the wrong equipment for the job. Saving time, saving costs, reducing risk, and ultimately delivering faster so that you can deliver better value to your customers. Our partnership with Rockwell Automation is made possible by that common data model working behind the scenes with Emulate 3D in an open and extensible way. The world is changing. The digital transformation that we've all been experiencing is accelerating, and it's having a profound effect on how we design, how we make things, and how we work. What are we looking to accelerate on our side? I hope it's clear. It's all about the data. We want to make it accessible, extensible, and intelligent so that you can collaborate, automate, and innovate. Let me bring in Steve to share how we're working together on helping extend the value of that data even more.
Thanks, Derek. It's a shame we can't be together this year, but on a positive note, no airports, no time away from family, and no bad conference coffee, and probably 10 times the number of virtual attendees who can benefit from this content, so that there's at least some upside we can all enjoy. Now, over the next 10 minutes, I want to share the launch of 3 groundbreaking pieces of technology on the Fusion 360 platform. Concurrent multi-user design, the world's first instant-on data management extension, and a whole new range of simulation and manufacturing capabilities. As Derek said, data sits at the core of every manufacturing process. So let's show you how we can build on a single data model available to anyone, anywhere in the world. We'll illustrate the value of these new capabilities working with a Fusion customer called One Click Metal. One Click Metal are a German manufacturer of metals-based 3D printers. Like us, they're on a mission to disrupt their industry by democratizing access to technology, not just from a cost perspective, although the printer you see is an order of magnitude cheaper than its competitors, but also from a usability perspective. Their technology incorporates a unique cartridge to reclaim metal powder waste, whilst also making the process safe and clean for office environments. To accomplish this, they need to operate across 3 sites and combine a range of design and manufacturing disciplines. Let's look at how our Fusion 360 announcements have changed the way One Click Metal can operate. I want to start with the introduction of Fusion's brand new concurrent engineering capability. It allows mechanical, industrial, and electronics manufacturing engineers to all work on the same data at the same time. Users can now see each other in the context of a design. That makes it possible to work across geographic boundaries and engineering domains in a way never before possible. Core to the Fusion experience is cloud data. So we've introduced a new Home tab that allows you to manage information from sources including SolidWorks, Inventor, and ANSYS. In this case, we're going to insert an Inventor sheet metal design. As we constrain it in place, it behaves like any other Fusion data, and we can continue to work top-down, adding new sheet metal features to the assembly. Working with Fusion's new concurrent collaboration tools, our industrial designer can also start work in the same design at the same time. Now that's important because a smart product like this is multidisciplinary. It also requires electronics and machine parts to be consolidated together. And to help us with this concurrent collaboration, we've introduced the concept of identity. Identity is illustrated with the use of colored avatars. At any given point, a user can see other active user identities in the title bar, in the browser, in the data panel, and in the reference manager. You can always see what and where your teammates are collaborating in this new virtual environment. But there's more to electronics engineering than design alone. Validation is an equally important part of the product development process, and that's why we're delighted to announce the availability of e-cooling and spice simulation. Together with productivity tools like auto-routing, Fusion 360 delivers a complete solution for the electronics engineer. In this example, we start with a logical representation of a board and test signal integrity with integrated spice analysis. Having validated function, we can lay out components based on a footprint derived from the 3D design. Fusion 360 delivers powerful automation tools like auto-routing to quickly define board traces, and because it's integrated with 3D design, physical geometry is automatically produced. This has allowed us to incorporate cooling analysis, which we're excited to announce is available today. Last year, we introduced new, powerful manufacturing constraints and costing analysis for generative design. This year, we're excited to demonstrate the inclusion of a new fluid solver, enabling generative design applications to include things like pumps and valves. Let's look at how this can help the interior flow of the laser cooling shroud. We'll take the ports as a starting point for the inlet and outlet of fluid passing through the cooler. We'll select geometry we want to avoid, like the path of the laser, set the direction and magnitude of fluid flow, and goal the study to find solutions optimized for minimal pressure drop. The generative design process will deliver a range of optimized solutions. We can then subtract this new optimized volume from the existing casing. Next, we'll move over to the manufacturing workspace and set up the additive build. And starting today, users can access to Fusion's new build simulation, which simulates the sintering process, identifying areas of potential shrinkage or warpage. The result on the right shows the optimized version with a smooth, continuous flow rate and virtually no turbulence. Just like the world of electronics, industrial designers also have to consider validation as part of their concept development. And this includes manufacturability. That's why another big announcement is the inclusion of mold flow solver technology in Fusion 360. Let's return to One Click Metal's unique cartridge system. The industrial designer has created a compelling design, but intent is nothing without high-quality manufacturing execution. For the first time, industrial designers can now access Autodesk mold flow solvers directly in Fusion 360. This allows them to position multiple gates, identify critical surfaces, and then receive easy-to-understand, meaningful validation of their concept and advice on how to improve manufacturability. Now that all aspects of the design have been validated and optimized for manufacturing, let me introduce you to some of our biggest news. We're introducing a brand new extension. Extensions are sets of tools that can be optionally added to the Fusion 360 experience. In this case, we're announcing the new Manage extension, aimed at providing engineering workflow approvals like change orders and release management, along with automated part numbering and bills of materials management. Now, something like SolidWorks EPDM can take weeks to deploy and requires costly setup. By contrast, Fusion 360's Manage extension can be turned on in 3 seconds. The user selects the extensions menu, picks the Manage extension, and that's it. With this new set of capabilities, users now can control the release of data to manufacturing. During this process, part numbers are automatically assigned to each of the components, and the user can control workflow state directly from within Fusion 360 or Fusion Lifecycle. Returning to the Home tab illustrates the changes to release state we just made. And the Fusion 360 platform now also supports partner data. So opening this file, we can work with Xometry to set the quantity and receive live quotation for production. We're working with many partners like Xometry and Ansys who are extending Fusion with the Forge for Manufacturing data model. Now, while we're on the subject of Forge for Manufacturing, last year we announced our partnership with Ansys in the field of generative design. This year, we're pleased to announce interoperability of all of Fusion 360's simulation study types with Ansys Workbench. This allows us to export simulation setups and includes the ability to round-trip results data from Ansys back into Fusion, where it can be managed as part of Fusion's extensible cloud model. Just like the Manage extension, there are additional capabilities that can be switched on for personas focused on the production environment. These include the nesting and fabrication extension, the machining extension, and the additive simulation extension. Each of these can be turned on selectively just for the duration required. It's worth noting that the base version of Fusion 360 comes with capabilities in many of these areas, like CAM, for example, but extensions are intended to offer the extra level of capability required by specialist personas like machinists. For example, Fusion 360 has tools to flatten metal components and export DXFs for profiling, but the new fabrication and nesting extension adds extra professional-grade capabilities to Fusion 360 that allow you to select an entire machine, automatically identify all the sheet metal components, and optimize the nests for each thickness. These nested patterns can be programmed and posted to the manufacturing workspace, ready for production. Similar to the fabrication and nesting extension, the machining extension brings professional-grade CAM capabilities from FeatureCAM and PowerMill to Fusion 360. An exciting addition we're pleased to announce today is the inclusion of feature-based machining. In this example, by selecting the tool for the machining operation, pocket features are automatically recognized. When a smaller tool size is chosen, pockets within smaller internal radii are feature recognized and have their strategies automatically applied. We continue to make improvements to the core of Fusion 360 with features like adaptive clearing and in-process stock simulation that you see here. But the machining extension allows us to integrate other high-end capabilities for machinists without overwhelming the generalist. This includes access to machining strategies like steep and shallow that provide easy programming of multi-axis features. It also includes associative toolpath trimming that can save hours on recomputes of complex customized toolpaths. But our most exciting announcement is the inclusion of machine tool simulation. This allows you to validate machining strategies and avoid spindle crashes in a digital twin of your manufacturing process. And when you're ready to cut metal, we can pass your job directly to a Haas machining center with a new direct driver, avoiding the need for costly custom posts. This technology allows us to close the loop on manufacturing, improving productivity, process reliability, and reducing the danger of costly collisions. As you can see, we're continuing to democratize access to what was once considered the domain of high-end products. We've covered a lot of technology, but what I really want you to take away from this session are 3 key points. The Fusion data model is now open and extensible because it's built on Forge for Manufacturing. Fusion now supports multi-user concurrent collaboration. It's agile product development. And there's now a full range of extensions to support the professional engineer. Our aim is to democratize access to technology and to take that concept further. Let me introduce you to Chandra Brown, who runs MXD in Chicago, aimed at helping manufacturers experience these types of capabilities firsthand. The combination of newly accessible forms of software and manufacturing are helping her to redefine manufacturing through open partnerships.
Thanks, Steve. It is exciting to hear how Autodesk is growing its leadership in the democratization of technology, making data and digital information not only available but accessible to more and more people will undoubtedly spark new innovations and collaborations that will propel manufacturing forward. I am Chandra Brown, CEO of MXD, and it is great to be with you all at Autodesk University, straight from the MXD factory floor here in Chicago, where we feature some of the most advanced manufacturing technology in the world. MXD is a public-private partnership, a nonprofit, and we are here to help you adopt new technologies that will take your ideas and designs from the digital world that Steve has just described and turn them into physical reality to help you get better, more innovative products into the hands of your customers faster. I am holding a perfect example of this in my hands. This is one of the cranks from a competition bicycle that is being created using hybrid manufacturing. This prototype part has been 3D printed in aluminum as a proof of concept. SRAM is a manufacturer of high-performance bicycles and components, and they are pushing the boundaries of next-generation technology. They are determined to beat the competition through innovation. And SRAM is a local Chicago company that has been working here with Autodesk on generative design. And because of the importance of the factory of the future and what MXD is doing right here in Chicago, SRAM was able to collaborate with Autodesk in real time using advanced technology in the MXD facility to help them with their innovation initiative. This partnership has opened the door to exploring multiple methods of manufacturing, like hybrid, and made it possible to create and validate this prototype. Together with partners like Autodesk and SRAM, we are catalyzing new ideas and innovations by bringing together diverse members of the manufacturing ecosystem. In addition to being the National Digital Manufacturing Institute, MXD is also the National Center for Cybersecurity in Manufacturing. We know that as digital transformations accelerate, we become more connected and unlock a new level of innovation. We also know that connectivity and digital can introduce new risks in an environment already threatened by cybercrime. With the added uncertainty brought on by the COVID pandemic, more people working from home, and more companies operating remotely, we recognize that this is an important moment to be focused on what we can do to help secure manufacturers and their supply chains against these attacks. And we know that cybersecurity is a top priority for Autodesk and all our other partners, which is why MXD has been investing in tools and resources to make remote collaboration and manufacturing safer than ever before. So you can adopt new technology to help your business thrive, confident that your data will be secure. But as Srinath said earlier, we need more than secure digital manufacturing technology. We need a workforce with the right skills to thrive in a global economy, which is why MXD also focuses on workforce development. The workforce challenges facing manufacturers are significant. Over the next decade, nearly 4.2 million manufacturing jobs will be needed in the United States. And more than 2 million of those jobs are expected to go unfilled due to a skills shortage. Manufacturers know how important workers with the right skills are to their success. But as technologies continue to evolve and new technologies emerge, we must also prepare a workforce with skills for jobs that as yet don't even exist. Part of the challenge lies in the uncertainty about the future of work in manufacturing and how best to prepare workers and employers. Each program in the MXD Learn portfolio engages industry to be sure that we are meeting industry's needs, both for today and tomorrow. The outcomes of MXD Learn programs must help solve the problems industry is facing. Our hybrid, virtual, in-person programs emphasize Industry 4.0 practices and leverage advanced manufacturing technology that partners can use for experimentation and training on everything from augmented reality to advanced simulation techniques. And we are excited to be partnering with Autodesk and Drexel University to develop a workforce program designed to provide hands-on experience on a digital product design workflow using Autodesk space on our factory floor right here. This is just one example of how our institute is leading in preparing the workforce of tomorrow. Our mission at MXD is the digital transformation of U.S. manufacturing. Autodesk exemplifies what a partner on a mission should be. In the early days of COVID, when we were mobilizing to respond to the PPE crisis across the country, Autodesk was there with us on the factory floor. And as we navigate the best ways to add value for our 300 plus members and the manufacturing community at large, Autodesk has been with us by our side.
And thank you, Chandra, and the team at MXT. What an amazing partner. The global pandemic has shocked us all. It's lowered the water level and has exposed fragilities in our systems. It has catalyzed the need for digital transformation. Transformation not just of technology, but of the way we work and the way we think. But the most important thing to remember, you are not alone. Autodesk and our entire ecosystem of partners like Ansys, MXT, Xometry, and Rockwell are here for you. With the next generation technology, expertise, and training you're going to need on this journey of digital transformation. So please, while you're at AU, make the most of it. Try the new extensions in Fusion 360, get certified for free in generative design, download Vault Mobile, use the new model states in Inventor, and reach out to our partners to learn how you can get started with design automation on Forge. And have a conversation about connecting your design and manufacturing data today. Together, we can overcome any challenge and achieve the new possible.